I started out in the kitchen back in 1987. I was a little child. In the kitchen, my granddad used to call all us in there to cut hair. And so ironically, I know y'all would probably laugh at me, I got a pair of clippers what my granddad used to use. These are like very vital to me. He had a pair like this right here that y'all don't know nothing about.
Yeah.
And he used to grab my head. And they weren't lined up like these. The blades were where they'll pinch you. He used to grab my head and jam them into it. He used to cut it bald all the way around the side. And I shouldn't say nothing, but I did. And one day I said something, he jammed them a little closer. He left a bowl all around my head.
Nah.
And I said to myself, if I ever get old enough, I'm gonna learn how to cut hair. Therefore, I won't have to go through this situation. So I started playing with these as a little boy. And as I got older, my grandma bought me a pair of clippers from Family Dollar Store. And we went to TWL and got me a pair of liners. It was a store called TWL to take what's left. And I started practicing on my own here. And from there, my grandfather saw that I had a love and passion for cutting hair. He started letting me cut his hair. And from the kitchen to the streets, I started cutting hair. I went on from there. After I had a little incident and went to prison and came out, I enrolled in a school called Traxxer School of Hair. It was a barber college. I started cutting hair there. And you know, like most barber colleges, when you go there, you don't have no type of instructor or instructors that's gonna really teach you anything. So I took it upon myself to dig deep, and I ended up getting my barber license. And at that same school, I ended up becoming an instructor. I started getting paid without being an instructor, and I went on back and got my instructor license. And that's where I am today. Hopeful Barbershop means a great deal to me. Matter of fact, it's something that's been living in me for a long time. When I didn't have no hope, it's people that reached out a hand and showed me where there's no hope at all, hope is there. And I realized that with hope, you can bring about anything. And Hopeful Barbershop is a name that I came up with when I didn't have hope, but now that we are establishing this establishment, Hopeful Barbershop means a great deal because it's unlike any barbershop that you will come to. We really take pride in what we're doing. We're bringing back professionalism in barbering. It's just not about the money. You know, a lot of people have barbershops, and I'm not knocking those barbershops.
Yeah.
But with Hopeful Barbershop, we're trying to allow people to realize that in this time and day and age, you want a professional cut, a nice cut, at a reasonable price. And that's what Hopeful is trying to offer. I would tell any young man that's striving for the betterment to learn the academics of being a barber, learn the professionalism of being a barber, and don't just look at it as a job or a hustle. Look at it as a professional business, because a lot of people take it out of context. They just look at the almighty dollar and they forget about the client that's hiring you to cut his or her hair. The client is hiring you as your boss, that temporary boss right then, because if you don't do a quality job on that person's head, he or she, that person will be very upset and not come back. You want to set a legacy of producing and putting out great cuts and great styles of hair. Well, before I became a Christian, I was running astray. I was back and forth trying to find myself. I grew up in a broken home without a mother and a father, and kept on trying to find love in all the wrong places, so I joined an organization. And once I joined the organization, they had me to believe, they misled me to believe that this was the place to be. We did a little bit of everything. We, went from banging to robbing to selling drugs. But that wasn't the life for me. But I kept on going until I got in some trouble. And once I got in trouble, there was some people along the way when I went to prison, Mr. James and a couple more brothers that helped me to know that Jesus was the way. And at that time, I didn't even believe in Jesus. I didn't want to hear that Jesus mess. But then, after so long, after him teaching me how to read and understanding the word, and after Jesus gave me a second chance, I came to know him. And I began to love him. And I became new. Come on in to Hope for Barbershop, where you get the best for less with no stress.